Welcome back, everybody. Rudy with Alpha Investments. Welcome to 2021. We all made it out of 2020. I know. Are you serious? We actually made it. Holy smokes, that's great. So today, first we're going to get some market things and what's going on here. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my behind the scenes here in the warehouse. And I'm going to show first for the patrons. We'll get that out of the way. And then we'll talk about some products here and some of the fancier stuff over here. We got some of the big flesh and blood sale coming up next week for the unlimited boosters. Yay, people have been waiting forever. But in the meantime, so for tonight, just so everybody knows, I know if you're not a patron, doesn't matter. But I know a lot of people like to look at fun magic stuff and sealed products, so we'll still do that anyways. I know everybody likes to look at eye candy. So I'm making the pre-release, the infamous, every 2 years, I make the infamous Rudy pre-release kit through time thing. These are the kits I'm currently making right now. A little heavier than I thought they'd be. So each kit is literally 17 pre-release kits. Super cool. They're all the same except one. You get one older product. So you can see you either get the older Core 20. Oh, it's really not, I guess it's really not that old. I guess the older. Or you get the Ravnicas. Or, of course, we got the War of the Spark. Unfortunately, I had to use that as the variant slot because I didn't have enough like I do the other ones. So, of course, each kit, you can see, actually, I guess we'll show you guys. So if you remove the top layer here, you can actually see. So you essentially get 4 Ikoria to relive the pre-release from the infamous earlier this year. This one has the variant, which is the War of the Spark one. Then you get 4 of the new Zendikar. And of course you have 4 of the Theros. There he is. 4 of the Theros pre-release kits. And last but not least, you have yourself 4 of the new Core 21, which is amazing. It's literally one of the better core sets I've seen in years. And again, the market, everybody's just so 2020, am I right? I mean, it's just not appreciated, but it will be one day. You'll see. Everybody, I always say that. So I want to go over my opinions on a lot of these things. Before I get too far, though, I do want to comment. Remember, be very careful buying loose pre-release kits on the open market from sources that are not trusted, especially if it's an eBay with 0 feedback or a TCG player with 1 feedback. Because again, these no pre-release kits have the Wizards of the Coast seal. These are all going to be just regular clear wrap. So these can be resealed. And if you're not familiar with how the wrapping feels, you can get kind of pound town hosed on there. So just keep that in mind, folks. Pre-release kits do not have the Wizards of the Coast security wrap on it, similar to VIP packs. So just be aware of that. That can be a problem if you're not familiar with how these products are or anything like that. So just make sure you buy those from a good source. Anyways. So again, you got literally 4 Zendikars, 4 Ikoria, 4 Core 21. Of course, what I missed? 4 Theros, and of course you get 1 of the older ones. Because essentially, I was able to buy most of the pre-release kits from the entire United States. Because again, obviously, there was really no pre-releases due to the fun virus year of 2020. So kind of went after this stuff all over the country. And because I love pre-release kits. The patrons love it. I only get to do this sale once every 2 years. This is the third time. Third time I've ran this sale. I did the last one in 2018, and the first one I think was the end of 2016, early 2017. It doesn't happen very often. So let me show you guys. Over here, you can see, so what ends up happening is I get a lot of the regular pre-release kits, but when it comes to, not a water bottle, when it comes to, so the Core 21, you can see on these type of things, there's plenty of them. I've been just scooping them up. The Zendikar, same thing over here. So on the Zendikar, I've been busting these things down, packing and shipping department. Same thing with Ikoria. So I've been busting through all these things on the pre-release kits, doing the same thing. So these have been... I got to stop here for a moment and just talk to everybody about these Ikoria pre-release kits. So there's a couple important things to know. This Ikoria's release was literally at the peak of literally the world shutting down and quarantine Tangerine and all this stuff, and social distance was born as the new 6 feet. That became the word of the year, right? So remember, Ikoria, infamous, if you guys weren't around, this was the whole Godzilla Corona card thing. Do you remember that whole thing? It was only available in the first printing of Ikoria. Yes, pre-release kits were considered the first printing. Same thing with Ikoria collector boxes and collector boosters. Regular booster boxes, essentially, there's a small batch out there that are the regular printed ones at the beginning, but besides that, the original made in Japan, original printing for the very, very beginning of the launch, when you could order that first wave, also had them. Look, the Corona thing, the Godzilla card thing kind of cooled off and became kind of a, the price tanked and Timmy's got annihilated. But long term, I don't know what it's going to do long term. I made a lot of videos covering how I just thought it was ridiculous how people were overpaying these prices and this crazy stuff. So be aware that those are considered that. So that's kind of, I don't know, to me, it's kind of a big deal on these products. That was one of the reasons I made that decision on this product line, to really try to absorb as many of these as I could. Same thing with Zendikar. The Zendikar pre-release things, again, I love them. I think the Zendikar Rising with the expeditions and everything is just well underrated. If it wasn't 2020 and the Printed to Oblivion and all the negativity, similar to Battle for Zendikar before Zendikar Rising, I do think they are going to age still good. Emotionally, I'm still troubled with it. I know a lot of you guys are out there. We're on the same page, but it is what it is. It's just kind of Core 21. I mean, look, Core 21, I still consider Core 21, almost damaged out. I still consider Core 21 one of the best core sets I've seen. I don't even know, maybe my whole life in dealing with the world of Magic. It's ridiculous. And even the same thing over here, the whole Theros thing. I don't even think Theros is that bad of a set. I'm telling you, if the old Theros could do as well as it's doing now, it is what it is. I just want to lay that out there. So I'm building these things. Oh, by the way, on this side over here, just so you all know, yeah, that's the Flesh and Blood. And everyone's like, whoa. Anyways, so you can see I don't have as much. This is what I have left over here. So this is all the Ravnica stuff. You can see a bunch of cases of Ravnica. I don't remember if there's different between the guilds or something. If different guilds are more sought after or something. I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm just throwing all these in here. Am I putting the different guilds in? Yeah, so there's just... Yeah, I just grabbed a random... I don't even know if it matters. I swear someone's going to comment about... There was something about... I swear I remember like a year or 2 years ago, people were fighting over a certain guild and I don't know, whatever, who cares? So... I have enough, I have some of that, but I don't have enough to do a ton, and I don't have enough to include a bunch in every kit. Same thing with the War of the Spark. These are War of the Spark cases, but I'm making 1,000 kits. So if you're making 1,000 kits, I need a total, and if each kit has 17 pre-release kits in it, essentially I designed it where you get 4 of all the new ones, and then you get 1 free bonus expensive one that's older, like a Ravnica, an Old Core, a War of the Spark. That was kind of the theory behind it. So, and if I just wanted to include these, I'd only be able to make 200-300 kits. And instead, I was able to make almost 1,000 kits. And then over here, you got a little bit War of the Spark. And then, oh yeah, up here, you got some of the Core 20s, the older ones. By the way, can you guys believe? So, Core 20 is performing better than the older one of Core 19. Core 19 is actually not doing it at all financially, the value of the sealed product. Core 20 is outperforming the older one. I know, right? And then over here, you can see I've already started to build up the variety kits. I've got the first 100 already made over here, and that's kind of where we're at and what's going on there. I've got the first 100, and I wanted to share that. So moving on here, before I end the video, I want to talk about a few of these things over here. No, we're not going to talk about the Flesh and Blood sale. It's another week away. Calm down, everybody. I want to comment on this stuff. So on the specialty things like War of the Spark, these things are over $50 a piece pretty much at most LGSs if they have them left. You'd be lucky to get one from if you can find it for even $40 shipped out the door, that's considered a good deal. Remember, these have the stamped Planeswalkers and the packs and the dice. I believe personally that Ikoria ones are going to follow a similar path to War. That's been kind of my theory for a while. And I think actually Core 21 will be similar to the Core 20. Where Core 19 was the weaker one. That's also my theory when it comes to that category. So, again, I don't have any proof of this stuff, but these are just kind of how I see the products and kind of how I feel, the future of these things are going to hold based on, I don't know, my estimated value. Now, I don't have a lot of War in Allegiance, like I said earlier, because, again, this was pre-2020, and these sets just did really, really well. I mean, this was all I could get. And then, of course, over the years, in the last 2 years, I had patrons that'd be like, hey, Rudy, can I buy a case on the side for, I'll even pay towards market price, and I end up selling like 1 extra case, so I'm not left with enough, so it ends up messing up some of my numbers, because, it's kind of tricky and everything. And then, of course, when we pack these things up into these type of shipping boxes, the way the post office works is I got to be careful on certain size boxes to not get hit with surcharges, and they have to be below 20 pounds unless I get a surcharge on my commercial plus pricing. It's a complicated thing. But anyways, that's enough rambling. I know most of you out there, you're not patrons, but you like to watch old Magic stuff. You like to hear Rudy's perspective. So that is the perspective. That was the engineering. Yeah, so that's what I built, a 16 pack variety kit, and then the 17th is an old random high-end cool pack, either a Core 20, a Ravnica, or a War or something. And that's all I got, folks. Hope you guys are having a good time. Welcome to 2021, everybody.